Hey everybody, it's Chris Bumber here again with another video review from the Toronto International Film Festival, and this time I'm reviewing the much anticipated Ford vs. Ferrari. Now, the year is 1966 and Ford sales are in the toilet. Company VP Lee Iacocca launches a plan to buy Ferrari only to be double-crossed at the last minute, leading to permanent bad blood between the auto giants, and Ford's obsession with building a race car that can outperform a Ferrari. The battleground, the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans race. Enter Carroll Shelby, the only American to win Le Mans, who enlists British driver Ken Miles to help him develop and race the car that's gonna clean Ferrari's clock. So is the premise behind Ford vs. Ferrari, an old-fashioned star vehicle / two-hander for Matt Damon, who plays Shelby, and Christian Bale, who plays Miles. Arguably the most purely entertaining film either has done in years, this lavish, character-driven tentpole should quickly become a favorite of racing fans, although fandom certainly is not a prerequisite for enjoyment. Directed by James Mangold, Ford vs. Ferrari is reminiscent of racing classics like John Frankenheimer's Grand Prix and the kind of film that would have likely been a roadshow epic in the 60s shot on 70mm with an all-star cast. Nowadays it's more of a gamble, but Mangold has made a beautiful looking epic. Damon plays to his natural decency as the straight-shooting Carroll Shelby, who's been sidelined from racing due to a heart condition. Christian Bale gets the lion's share of screen time behind the wheel as the unpredictable Ken Miles, a British racer struggling to raise his family while maintaining a racing career that never really took off. It's a refreshing role for Bale, for once not using something like weight gain or prosthetics in a straightforward star part. Miles is a wild card, and Bale brings his natural live wire intensity to the part, making him a stubborn hero, but ultimately one you root for due to the way he's depicted with his family, including his wife played by Outlander's Cateronia Balfe, and his son played by A Quiet Place's Noah Jupe, who previously co-starred with Matt Damon in Suburbicon. Now, much of the film is centered around the team building the race car and the need for Le Mans, with the grueling race itself confined to the last act, which makes it a far cry from the last film to tackle this race, Steve McQueen's Le Mans, which emphasized racing over human drama. This does the opposite, and as a result is a much more accessible film to a mainstream audience. This seems to be the year stars make a comeback to a degree, with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood proving the right star-driven vehicle can succeed outside of the action genre, and hopefully this will perform at a high enough level to keep getting movies like this made. The supporting cast is solid, with Tracy Letts, who's still best known as the playwright who wrote Killer Joel, stealing scenes as Henry Ford II, with Damon taking him for a wild ride around the track at one point that's been used in all the trailers. John Bernthal as Iacocca is also convincing in an Agance-type part as a smooth businessman, while Josh Lucas is the de facto villain as Ford's unscrupulous PR head who doesn't think Miles is a company man. The heart and soul of the film, though, is the relationships, one being Miles' relationship with his family, and of course, Miles' relationship with Shelby. Mangold and his team of writers deserve credit for beefing up Balfe's role and also making the relationship between Damon Shelby and Bale's Miles convincing. You get that they're friends, but also have their ups and downs. Their chemistry is excellent, but of course you wouldn't suspect anything less from two movie stars of this magnitude, and I think this is an important reason why you need two stars for these roles. The lensing by Pheidon Papamichael, who shot most of Mangold's films, is lavish, while Marco Beltrami and Buck Sanders contribute a propulsive score. Notably, the buzz is that no CGI was used for the race scenes, giving the spectacle an old-school charge where you really feel like what they're doing is dangerous, and death is a real possibility anytime someone gets behind the wheel in the film. So overall, Ford vs. Ferrari isn't necessarily cutting-edge like something like Logan is, but it's a good, solid, and slick potential blockbuster driven by human drama, something that's pretty rare these days. Hopefully it's one that people are going to come out and support, and I give this one high marks at an 8 on 10 for JoBlo.com. Until next time, I'm Chris Bumber.
Do you think you can beat Ferrari?
I can try. We're lighter, we're faster. When that don't work, we're nastier.
We're gonna make history.